What's up guys, Travis Bogart here at Above the Rest Training Systems in Cheyenne, Wyoming, bringing you another video. This time we're talking to promoters, and I'm hoping to communicate to you how I would go about splitting my roster into two different groups so that I can run two different events simultaneously. One of my favorite formats when I host a contest is to start with a max event and then run events 2 and 3 simultaneously and then events 4 and 5 simultaneously. What this does for me is it lets me get two athletes on the floor at the same time, cutting down the total competition time that we would see otherwise without having to get multiple pieces of equipment to run multiple lanes of the same event or even run head-to-head events, which would also do the same thing. There's just a little bit more of a cost burden there because you need all that extra equipment. If you choose not to run two events simultaneously, then what you're going to run into is for the athletes, there's going to be a lot of time sitting around waiting between events. They're going to get cold, they're going to get bored, and your overall competition is going to be drawn out, which in the surveys that we send out after the contest, asking athletes what they thought of the show, how long the competition takes, is typically one of those things that they're pretty sensitive about. They want a nice, efficient, quick competition so they can go about their evening, go out with friends, go enjoy the rest of their weekend. So we want to make the competition as quick and efficient as we can manage. In order to demonstrate this process to you guys, I'm going to pull up the roster from the Celtic Bison back in 2021 that I hosted here in Cheyenne with David Keatley. That event hosted 52 athletes across 13 different divisions, so it's going to give us a nice bit of complexity to deal with as we split that roster in two so that we can run two events simultaneously. Your first step in going about this process is going to be the number of athletes in each division. The easiest way to go about this is just to go look at the scoreboard on Iron Podium. It's got all of the athletes listed by division already, so you can just make a quick count and scribble it down on a piece of paper. For the sake of this video, I went ahead and put a nice slide together that showed the count for each division, but you can go through this process yourself by going into the archives on Iron Podium, finding the Celtic Bison in 2021, and going and looking at that scoreboard. The second step that you're going to want to go through is ordering your divisions by the weight that they're going to have to do in the competition. You want to make sure to use comp weight so that you don't run into issues with masters categories or other divisions where they might be a higher weight class for the athletes, but their weights are lighter in the show. If you don't take this extra step and reorder based on the competition weight, then what you're going to be doing is in the contest, you're going to be adding weight to the implements and then having to pull weight off the implements and then having to add back on. Having to change weights like that is going to add an extra step to your contest. It's going to add an extra bit of difficulty that you don't want to deal with. So make sure to reorder your divisions based on comp weight. Once you have them in order, you're going to start adding up your groups starting at either end of the competition. So we're going to start at the lightest division and work up, and we're going to start at the heaviest division and work back. That's going to be the red numbers in the slide that I built. You'll see that we started with the lightest division and added the next division up, started at the heavyweight division, the super heavyweight division, and added the next weight down until we got to two numbers that were about the same, which meant that our two divisions were split roughly in half. Now you're going to notice that the number of athletes in each group is not perfectly the same. And the reason that is because we have divisions of different size. When you have divisions that have a lot of athletes, you're going to end up with less divisions in the group. When you have divisions with very few athletes, like just one or two athletes competing in a division, you're going to end up with a lot of divisions in a group. We can't always get it perfect, and so you're going to want to try to get those two numbers as close to the same as possible. Once those two numbers are as close as possible as they can be, you now have your two groups. From here, it's as simple as taking those two groups, assigning them to the events, and then publishing it to the athletes. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell so you don't miss anything coming out of Above the Rest Training Systems. We're going to be bringing you a lot of content about Strongman, running shows, technique, programming. You won't want to miss any of it. Ring that bell. We'll catch you in the next video.